If you're in the process of applying for a K1 Fiancé Visa or are about to apply and are wondering how long is this going to take, I wanted to provide and share as much information as I could find to reveal the current USCIS processing time in June 2025 for Form I-129F, i.e. your K1 visa. Whether you're just starting your immigration journey or waiting anxiously for that next update, I hope this video will give you the clarity and insight that you need. My husband and I went through the K1 visa process, and our application took 9 months to be approved, which seemed like a lifetime of waiting for USCIS to process our case. So I thought it would be useful to keep continuing to help anyone else going through the US immigration process as much as I can. The official USCIS website currently states that 80% of cases will hear back by 9 months. However, we learned that this data is based on historical data and doesn't take into account how quickly or slowly USCIS processes applications in a given month. Let's take a look at what USCIS are currently processing. The website I'm using is called trackmyvisanow.com, which I stumbled upon while waiting for our own K1 visa application to be approved, and it was a total lifesaver, as it gave us so much hope as to when we could potentially hear back from USCIS. Just as a note, I'm not associated with the website. I just thought it would be useful to walk through this information, especially if you're anything like me and just want to begin living life with your partner. If you're only interested in the current wait time, at the top here, they've stated the current processing time for Form I-129F ranges from 7 to 9 months. Recently filed applications will experience longer wait times. But I thought it would be more useful for you to see what is actually happening, as you deserve to know what USCIS is currently working on as it affects your future plans. The first graph currently shows all the applications for the K1 visa dating back from June 2023 to today's date, June 2025. I've simplified this graph for demonstration purposes, and in green shows all the cases that have been approved, and all those in blue are still waiting to be processed. As you can see, the majority of those who applied before October 2024 have been approved, with a few applications from various months that have still been untouched by USCIS. As of today, they still have approximately 20% of applications received on October 2024 to complete before they move on to the next months. Just as a note, USCIS doesn't need to finish processing all the applications within a given month before they move on to the next one, meaning that some applications may hear back before others regardless of the submission month. As we scroll down, this second graph shows how many cases USCIS processes each month, and again, I've just simplified this graph for demonstration purposes. You're welcome to visit the site and play around with all the selectable options, but here in green, I've selected to show all the approved cases. As you can see from the graph, USCIS seems to be at a steady rate of approving and processing approximately 2,500 cases each month as of January 2025 through present day, June 2025. What you can also see from this graph is that USCIS was once approving almost 3 times the amount of applications per month. That is why it is so difficult to know exactly when you will hear back, as the rates of approval are constantly changing. This final graph here shows what USCIS is processing as of today's date, June 2025. In the last 28 days, USCIS processed the majority of cases from October 2024 and November of 2024, and these are the months they are currently working on. meaning that if you submitted your application in October or November of 2024, you're likely to hear back really soon. In green, you can see the amount of cases approved, and in yellow, those who received a request for more evidence. Although USCIS processing patterns are different for each form, for the I-129F specifically, they do actually tend to mostly complete each month before moving on to the next. For other forms later in the process, their approval is random and spread out over different submission months. But in this case, once USCIS finishes October, it will move on to November, then December in consecutive order. What does this mean? This means that while October and November 2024 cases are currently the ones being worked on, if you filed in November or December of 2024, your case may be next to be approved. There are certain instances where USCIS tend to skip certain cases, resulting in a longer wait time. And just to give you peace of mind, we were one of the very last applicants to be approved from our NOAA 1 date. But as you can see, the wait was worth it and we were eventually approved after 9 months of waiting. I know the wait is long and frustrating, but hang in there. If you'd like to share your timeline, feel free to drop it in the comments below, as I'm sure it will help others and give those currently waiting some hope. If you found this video useful or you would like me to keep posting updates on USCIS processing, either bi-weekly or monthly, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and my fingers are crossed that USCIS processes your case very soon.